Hello. It's 9 o'clock on Friday. For all you homebodies that aren't out tearing it up, whooping it up, celebrating the weekend, we are here in the studio. We're going to do some fun stuff. I'm super excited. This has just been an amazing week. I'm yeah, it's been awesome. So, started Thrive and just had absolute crazy energy all week. Mental focus like a razor blade, just getting stuff done. Getting caught up on work in my day job, painting some crazy awesome stuff with you guys. And then on top of it all, I've turned on quite a few different friends to Thrive, and they're jacked about this experience and excited. I want to help you guys. I want to be a part of this journey for you too. So anything I can do to help out, you let me know. I'm inspired by you guys. I appreciate all the comments and the feedback and the love that you guys give me. And I'm on board, man. This is gonna be fun. So it is Friday, and at the end of the week, we are excited. It's the weekend. Yes. I'm not even gonna talk about the weather and all that junk across the country. It's just So we're gonna paint tonight. I watched a little tutorial video from a good friend of mine who's amazing, and we're just gonna kind of get after it. We're gonna do kind of a misty forest feel to it. It's gonna have multiple layers to it, which is super fun. A lot of what we've been doing is just kind of a little flatter. Spacey skies are super cool and it gives some depth, but we're gonna do some layering and it's gonna be really fun. So let's get after it. Feeling great. This is awesome. Plenty of energy. Just super jacked. So let's get to it. Appreciate you guys being here on a Friday night. We are using a 12 by 24 canvas. You can see that I used a little bit thinner paint, or it's tape, to tape the edges off. This is like a 1 inch wide. What this is going to do at the very end when we peel this sucker off here is we're going to have a sweet border. A white border for this. Now you can paint these borders black, you can do whatever you want, but we're just going to kind of go with it right now and see what we come up with. We did the Four Seasons last night, which turned out super awesome. I don't know if you guys saw that one, but here's how that turned out. Four Seasons, we used tape to kind of quadrant this off, and then we had kind of went with different color schemes in each one of them. It's turned out awesome. I was super happy. So I got some more supplies and got some thinner tape tonight, so you don't have to have these thick lines on there. But it's completely personal preference for you guys. So what I'm going to do is kind of get started with our back layer. It's going to be a misty, foggy forest, and we're just going to kind of get started with that. So layering takes time. You're not going to see the results right away, and then it's going to start making sense as we kind of go through that. So I want to show that to you guys right now. So what we're going to start with is that misty background, and we're going to do that in white. And you'll see kind of how this is going to layer over top. We got a nice big swath of white here, and we're going to it's going to have this purple feel to it. I just feel the healing powers of purple are among us. We got some people that are ill, we got some people that are needing some prayers, and we're there for everybody. So we're just going to kind of do that the best we can. I'm going to throw a little bit of lavender on here, and ultimately we're going to end up with some nice dark colors as well. So we're going to kind of just move this along. There doesn't need to be a rhyme or reason to this, because you'll see what's going to happen here in a minute. We just want to get a nice secondary layer of this lighter color, and then we're going to come in with this darker purple. We just want to get coverage with this, so we're not really, strokes don't really matter right now, as long as we're getting all the white covered. we're gonna shift this light source just a little bit, so some areas are gonna be a little lighter than others. Cool. Gonna want this nice dark area in here. Nice. And we're gonna set that one aside. I'm gonna use this brush here, which is a nice kind of angled, beveled, round brush. Nice tip to it. And what we're gonna do is kind of pick up some of this white paint. Just kind of come in here, and we're gonna start blending this around. Okay, so we are gonna have a little bit of purple through this, this misty kind of foggy forest that we're gonna have here. Don't quite know what that was. Fell in there. Get that out of there. Thank you for leaving our portrait here. Okay, so again, this is going to be our misty highlighted spot. And the rest of this is going to kind of have some color to it. So we want this to be just a hint of that lavender in there, because it's definitely going to have, it's not going to be all white. You can't really say, you know, looking through a forest, it's like, whoa, it's super white in there. It's definitely going to have a little hint of color. We're just trying to break up that line that you see here.
That brings together the season's top trends with a curated, shoppable list of products customers love. Our first report, fitness trends. Just visit amazon.com/trend report.
With Amazon Music Unlimited, you can listen to any song, anytime.
A little extra white.
Access 50 million songs whenever
We got a little extra purple on this one. We don't want to go
Amazon Music Unlimited.
too dark in that middle area. It still wants to be a highlight, so. All right, now that we kind of got that, just a little hint of mistiness, we're gonna really start to work this outward. You can use a sponge, you can use a brush, however you want, but we're really gonna just kind of break this line up so that it's not dark and then light. It's gonna be a little hint of both. It's gonna have this kind of droopy feeling to it, a little dark, a little light. Some of it can be a little lighter than other areas. Throwing a little white paint in there. And again, you can get right to the edge because we do have this buffer of painter's tape. It kind of gives us that buffer to be able to go right to the edge with that texture. Now I've seen this done on larger canvases, square canvases, done it vertically. I've done it vertically with kind of the same technique. Just going to kind of utilize some of what we have available here with this 12 by 24 piece. I had a few of these laying around. Wanted to kind of do something different. And it's smaller, so we don't have to spend hours, you know, working through some of this stuff. We can just kind of buzz through this relatively quick. Did some shopping today and got all my supplies for the painting class that we're having here soon on Sunday. Super excited about that. Again, this is kind of making a little bit more of a lavender edge. And that's kind of really what we want to see, because we're going to end up hitting this area here as our highlight. And it's totally fine to have some variance in color because that just gives us a little bit of depth. So we're using some of that darker. So our highlight's going to be on this side, so this side's got to be a little bit darker along the edge and in the corners because that's kind of the furthest away from the highlight. Cool. All right. So I think we got this kind of where we need it to be. Now, what I'm going to do is take this dry 3-inch brush, and we're going to literally just feather this across. Hard part is that we got this center post, so I'm going to lift that up so we can avoid that weird little funkiness to it. Okay, so we got some featheredness to this. You can kind of see it's hazy, super cool. Got some different variations here. What I really want to do is I'm going to make this bottom piece even more so, because this is where we're going to put a reflection of water. So we want this to have a little bit more of a fadedness to it. So we're just kind of evening this out, and it's going to have a little bit more of a faded glow to it. Just a couple areas in here. Darken an area up, just kind of come across that, work that down since it's dry. Cool. Pulling some of this purple this way. Neat, I like it. Really like that line in there. What this is doing is basically just dragging some of that purple right through that white and just breaking it up a little bit. It really makes it misty. You don't want it square, so you can kind of shape it. You can see how this changes shape the more you push paint through it. Cool, I like that. Okay, so it's got some variance, some shape difference to it. Looks neat. All right, so we want to kind of get an idea of where we're at with water on this versus land, and I'm going to kind of feel this out to where this feels the best. Okay, I like it. All right, so use. All right, so what we really want to do is kind of start building in where this land is going to be versus where the water is. So I kind of like if we could put some of this as water, land is on this side, trees coming up this way. So we're going to kind of feel this out to where land. Just kind of roughing this in where cool. So we got some water there. And this way, and water's there. So we'll come this way. Okay, cool. I like it. Just wanted to kind of get an idea of what we're going to do. All right, so kind of see, we're just gonna rough this in just so we know where we're putting this, because we're gonna have pull some trees through here. And this is just, we hardly have any paint on this brush, literally just pulling it through some of this is going to be our background. We're just literally throwing some angles in here. This is all going to be background stuff, and it's just going to kind of show up. Okay, cool. So we got some background, some filler. Cool. All right. Set that aside. And then I'm going to use a little bit bigger of a brush here. We're going to be putting some thicker I'm using purple because the black would be just a little bit too much. Just going to kind of fill in this just to texture it a little bit, because you'll see what we're going to do here in a second. Really get some thicker paint through here because it's darker in these corners. You want to make sure that that's darker. All right. We're going to grab a little fan brush here. Literally just pull some of that paint down. Put a little bit more along this edge. This tree. I want to be able to flick it, you know, up and off the edge, so basically we're just kind of feathering this through, and again this is going to be part of our background. We talked about it a little bit ago that we'll be layering. And we are layering because we got some misty light purple in the background there. And this is kind of this swampy feel to it. Cool. I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. Yes, I do, I like it a lot. Alright. So, we are almost done with this little section here about how we're going to do the wispiness of this background, okay? So, some of this can go a little higher if you'd like. Okay, cool. We're just kind of leaving some leftovers here as if they're ripples in the darkness of the water. So we usually use our palette knife for that, and we will in here in a second, but we're just kind of getting that as our foreground. All right, cool. Now we're really going to kind of ramp this up. So we got this tree kind of framed in. We're going to come in and we're really going to we want a couple trees in here. This is going to be kind of a deadfall. Cool, so we're just going to add some different little elements here. You know, some smaller little scabby things here that look maybe kind of like, you know, cattails could be a little small, you know, little tree that's kind of popping up here. Cool. So this you can just really just have fun with and get kind of creative with however you want these angles to be, and just how many trees you want. I mean, honestly, because if you only want a couple and you want one to focus on, you know, this big one that's up top, then just focus on that one. But, you know, for the sake of just kind of adding some different elements to this, we're going to kind of get a little fun with this. Appreciate you guys hanging with me. You know, we still got about 20 folks there, and kind of waiting to see what's happening on this one, I think, right now. Cool. Alright, so let's touch up some of these. I really want to kind of get this top piece done. Alright, so I'm going to mix a little bit of a black in here in just a second, because we got some darkness towards this tail end and it's still kind of light, so we're going to add some black elements to it here just to kind of darken it up and separate it from How we all doing, guys? You having a good week? You all ready for the weekend? You got fun plans? I know there's football on. There's also a really sweet painting class that's happening on Sunday in Tustin. Somebody I know is going to be there. Oh yeah, that's me. It's going to be super fun. I'm really excited about it. I'm nervous a little bit because it's my first painting class, so. But I love to help people. I love to teach. I love to coach. I used to coach football for middle schoolers when I was back at my old high school, and I loved it. I love seeing people come to life when they realize they had a talent that they didn't know they had, or you unearth something from someone that that just makes them happy. You know, I mean, a genuine smile, just, oh man, I tell you, there's nothing better. So I'm excited about this class, and you know, I know that there's been a lot of buzz about it. We had a lot of folks talking about it, and how excited they were, and yeah, I'm overjoyed. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be started something really cool, and I've just had this awesome week, you know, thriving and helping folks get signed up for it. And if that's something you know, you guys are kind of infectious here with this positive energy that we're just kind of, you know, constantly checking out and unfolding. It's just it's really awesome. So if it's something you guys are interested in, you can certainly let me know, and I'll turn you over to the people that turned me onto it, and we'll get you signed up, because it's super awesome. As the music intensifies and talk about awesome stuff. So I want to really make this tree kind of gnarly and big, and add some squiggle wiggles to it. Make it just kind of a really old, gnarly thing with a lot of character to it, I'm assuming. One of these old swamp trees has been around for 1,000 years. I'm sure it's got some stories to tell, you know. Okay, so we got this kind of old, gnarly little thing going on here. Got some wispiness to it. I like how this is at. So we're gonna got some foreground trees. We got some background trees. We're gonna just kind of come in here with our palette knife, wherever that went, and just add some highlights to some of this water. We're not gonna get too crazy with it. I want to just add a little bit of white. I'm gonna kind of mix just a little bit of purple with this, just because we don't want it solid white. Because we don't have anything that's just super popping off on this, so we're just gonna kind of that might even be just a hair too much. Hopefully that breaks up some of the white a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That works. Cool. I like that better. A little more lavender instead of white. Cool.
The songs you want when you want them. With Amazon Music Unlimited, you get all the music all the time, all without ads. Start now free for 30 days. Just ask, try Amazon Music Unlimited. Renews automatically, cancel anytime.
Honestly, this wouldn't be that bright. It is a little variance, but not that much.
Stone and Beam brings traditionally inspired, casual comfort home. Designed to marry farmhouse style
Alright,
with
so let's
and the realities of everyday
highlight these a
family
little
life.
bit.
Each thoughtfully curated collection features pieces filled with details, like hidden storage and stain-resistant fabrics for quick cleanups. Visit Amazon.com/Stone and Beam to learn more. Stone and Beam, life well furnished.
Highlight there, so we'll do it on this bottom side. So we're got a little bit too much white in there, so we're going to kind of come over this with that purple. You can use black too if you'd like, but we're just going to kind of fade this through. Add some texture to it. It's kind of neat. Don't do long strokey lines because it just adds some weird elements to it. So if you use some choppiness to it, it'll just kind of add texture to it. So that's kind of fun. What do you guys think? Kind of neat, kind of cool. Got some different elements to it. We can add a little to these, I guess. unless you want the main focus to be just on that tall tree, the main big one in the back. Alexa, skip. Cool. Okay, I kind of like that. It looks neat. All right, one last little bit. We're gonna want to take our brush here. I'm just gonna kind of, I guess it's got. I really want to darken this back piece. Shiny and glary, can't really tell. There are some highlights kind of coming through, that's kind of neat. I like that. I really want to darken kind of this edge though. Especially where these trees kind of come down. And then just kind of puff around on the bottom of those trees so that the ends don't look, you know, where the tree kind of comes down at, has a little bit of texture to it where it's around that. So you can't really tell where the tree ends, you know, if there's some brush or something in front of it. It's kind of what we're looking at here. It's kind of swampy, marshy thing. You want kind of, sometimes it actually picks up paint. You don't want it to do that. Relieve it from there, so cool. I like it. Oh, I like it a lot. I hope you guys do too. So we're gonna finish this bad boy off with a little signature on it. Call it good. Make sure you do it above where your edge is. We're gonna peel this tape off here in a second. Cool. Alright, so got all of our elements here. Now we just want to see what edge did we do last. Alright, we ready for the reveal? Peel this tape off. Hang tight, bear with me. We're getting there. Got a little paint on the edge here. So I'll have to use some white to touch that up. Almost done. Almost done. Bear with me, hang tight. All right, well, what do you think? We got our misty background. It's kind of coming through. Got a nice, cool, crisp, clean edge. Let's pop this up a little bit. Make it me too. What do you think? Kind of cool. Kind of comes right at you. You got that nice, crisp edge to it. It's got some highlights to it. Man, that purple is so cool. And we used some different brushes to kind of get that effect and that glow. And we just kind of painted back and forth over top of it. What do you guys think? Kind of neat? Kind of cool? I love that. You could do this in green. You know, oranges would be cool. reds, you know, some yellow in the background. But man, I tell you, look at that from an angle, it just really kind of has that depth. So remember, layering is key. We layered, this has really got kind of 3 layers to it. We used the background with that misty background, and then we put those kind of fake trees in the background. Remember, not using really any paint on our brush, just kind of going over top of it and pulling it through what the existing colors were, so you can see kind of where those old trees were in the background. And then we used that fan brush and kind of fluffed up the grasses and made it really kind of a tuft of swampiness to it. So man, I love this piece. 16 by 24, excuse me. No, it's a 12 by 24, my bad. And this would be a great piece for anybody to put in their, you know, behind their couch or above their bed or something. So let me know if it's something you guys are interested in. Piece this size would be $100. So we can get that squared away. And guys, honestly, feel the energy, feel the excitement that's been building this week, especially on my side and a lot of my folks that are jumping on board with me and thriving. It's not just a patch, guys. It's like it's a 3-step process. It's a lifestyle change. I mean, living proof, man. I usually take Monsters, energy drinks, and coffees in the morning, and I crash at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I still have the same amount of energy I did at like 7:30 this morning. It's like, it is awesome all day long. No crash, curbed my appetite. My kids were jumping around, bouncing excited. I was jumping around, bouncing excited. So great start to the weekend. Awesome end to the week. I'm going to be on later. I got some other ideas and stuff. So this is the piece we just did. I love it. Anybody that just jumped on, boom. We got our misty, you know, island, swampy awesomeness of purple. So I love you guys. Thrive is awesome. I'm going to hook you guys up as soon as you let me know you want to. All right, let's thrive together. Let's get healthy. It's a 2020 healthy movement, positive. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Bye.